Back when we had winners, I was afraid of losing you to the competition. 5 times you won the All-American. That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Today we saw Cry Macho with Clint Eastwood and a cast of amazing characters. Bill, what did you think of the plot?
The plot is very good. At times I thought it was a little bit thin because about halfway through I was able to guess about 3/4 of the ending, but not all of the ending. So I'm not especially smart. But the ending I still was very good. I thought this is probably going to happen, this is probably going to happen, and most of it I was sure would happen, and it really didn't happen that way. So I liked the plot. For a Clint Eastwood movie, I was expecting kind of a Hispanic version of Gran Torino. Wasn't like that at all. Gran Torino's probably in my top 100 movies of my personal favorites. Not my list of 100 best movies ever, but I like it a lot. This movie's right up there with it. I like the plot. I went way around your question, but there you go.
Chris, did you like the plot?
I did. There wasn't a huge plot, and it was predictable. But the movie was a very simple, gentle movie in most ways, which I don't associate with Clint Eastwood, although the movies he's making now seem to all be folklorish almost. They're like he's making a point, a moral point about how to live and how to be, and the way life really is. I did think the rooster upstaged everybody, however. Not that I want a rooster, but there you go.
I like the plot very much. Much like Bill and Chris said, it's a slice of life. In the old days, you go see a Clint Eastwood movie to see a Clint Eastwood movie which had a beginning, a middle, and a violent end. This is nothing like that. You're picking up late in life, and you're going for about a month. And then so you're only seeing that month in the life of Clint Eastwood's character and the people he interacts with. Do you have any comments about the amazing rooster?
The amazing. I was surprised there was only one cock joke in the movie.
And it was tasteful.
It was tasteful, and as it turned out, the chicken was tasty in the end in the Saturday night barbecue. But spoiler alert! I was surprised at the end when the kid's about to cross the border, and Clint pulls out his .44 mag and says, "Do you have a green card? Well, do you, punk?" Which didn't happen. It did in my sequel.
So, Chris, what did you think about the amazing lack of violence in the Clint Eastwood movie?
I think it was great, actually. Lately, he's been kind of avoiding actual violence, pretty much. I watched The Mule last night because you had said it was so good, and I really enjoyed it. I would love him to make a trilogy, the Mule, and then this film, and then one more. I don't know if he has time to do that, but his movies seem so stripped down and well done, and the script is well written, no wasted time, kind of. And it's so revealing about getting old, the last 2 movies that I've seen of his. And that's a very brave thing for someone like him to do, I think. So that's really admirable, I think. He is really digging in. It's like these are concluding comments about his life as an artist and a filmmaker. And I thought this one worked really well. At first I was kind of going, uh-oh. But it just really got my attention, and I like the repartee and the relationship with the kid, and it just seems so real, so the way life really is, not a Clint Eastwood movie at all. It was really like my life. So
You're still smuggling in and out of Mexico.
I am.
The young boy, Rafa, I thought he did a great job. Some of his dialogue was a little bit contrived and extended, could have been a lot shorter to be a little more believable. But the love interest, Marta, wow.
Yeah, she was great.
The character arcs are really, really good. Rafa has a really good character arc where, no spoilers here, but that poor guy, and then he actually comes into being a young man. Clint Eastwood comes from, basically he's a loser, and comes into being a good guy. And Dwight Yoakam, he had his character arc is good, kind of bad, basically good. So there's a lot of characters arcs in here that are appreciable. And the ex-wife, oh, she's lovably hateable. And did I miss anybody's character arcs there? Any other characters you want to?
The Rooster.
The Rooster.
He's a little cocky. He was a fighter. He's a scrapper.
He's always up early in the morning.
I guess he was the comedy relief. Is that what that was?
Yes.
I guess he was.
Yeah.
He was the
He
plucky
did a great
sidekick.
job at it.
Very good.
I felt the boy didn't come on at first as someone who was as angry as I expected and frustrated and stuff. And his acting seemed rather stilted to me. But as the movie progressed, he got better and better, I think. And he opened up as both a character and perhaps as an actor, and that made a difference. And that gave something for Eastwood to play against. So I just really admire him at his age, that not only is he making movies, but they're really revealing about his life now, getting older, and how people assume things about you if you're like 80 or 90. And they dismiss you in ways that are awful. It's like you're almost invisible sometimes. And he has really bravely shown that. And how can you dismiss Eastwood? I mean, but you can. Because, we sort of wait for him to fall down almost. His walking and his mannerisms and stuff. And his voice sort of cracking down and things like that. All things that happen as you get older. And it's so revealing for him to do that, in front of his audience is very impressive, I think. That's authenticity. So,
Not to steal one of the lines, to paraphrase, is at the end of your life, after all the macho-ness, the only thing that's left is grit. And he's showing his true grit now.
yeah, he is, really. I admire him more than ever. And I'm enjoying his films more than ever, the later films.
So do you enjoy his later films more than his earlier films?
I think so. His early
I do
films
too.
seemed mostly just like action. I mean, they were entertainment and violent and those kinds of things. But these are more tender and instructive about living life well, or not, and I like that more in the film. So
I would disagree with you about one Clint Eastwood film, which is The Bug Isle, which is the best love story ever written.
yes, well, he's made so many movies. What
There's always
a
an exception.
what a career of things. And even now, I'm really fascinated by the movies he's choosing to do, like the one about the bombing of the Olympic race.
Richard Jewell?
Yeah, Richard Jewell.
And then the one about the Paris terrorist attack
Yes,
on the
I
train.
have not seen either of those because my television was being persnickety last night. I will definitely see them.
Chris, do you have any last words for A Room with Four Views?
I would ask everyone to go see it, particularly if you're all open to Clint Eastwood. And I think for high school kids, it was a little gamey maybe for younger kids than that. Not so much violent. The language was pretty rough, but it was entertaining. And some people seem to take their kids to almost anything. So, but I think for maybe middle school on up, and families that they would really enjoy it and have something to talk about after the movie when they go have a soda
Or yogurt.
or
Girls
yogurt.
and yogurt.
Yes.
Bill, do you have any last words on Cry Macho?
I enjoyed the movie more than I anticipated that I would. It was very different from what I anticipated. And I think that made the difference. I came in with the trailer is, in my opinion, a poor representation of the
Yeah,
movie.
I think so too.
And so from that trailer, I'm really not eager to go watch this. But then how to condense and distill that movie down into a 30-second trailer, I couldn't do it. So hopefully we're going to help you decide, yes, it's a good movie. It's kid-friendly, I agree, about middle school on up. You thought the language was rough? Did one of you?
Yes, I said that.
Okay. I must have missed that part.
Yeah, this is much music recently?
No. Well, you know, I'm old. What can I say? I used to have a rule in my classroom not to say anything your mother wouldn't say. But no, first you wouldn't hear on television. Then I changed that to what your mother would say. And then I did a parent conference and I changed that. So I just said what I don't want to hear in the classroom. And they all knew what I didn't want to hear. So, but it was appropriate. It's
Yes.
just, you know, I didn't find it, and I found that in a couple of other of his recent films that he did some F-bombs and stuff.
So mild violence, couple of bad words, no nudity, no sex,
Yeah, I know. It still have redeeming qualities though.
but there's little sexual content in sexual. So yeah,
Boys, your mama wants you to come up for coffee now. What are you doing in the basement?
this is Jimmy Tyler, Chris Langley, Bill Snyder, a room with many views, and we like Crime Macho. We recommend it. Go see it at your historic Bishop Twin Theater.
3 thumbs up.